Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back for another Bkfc Reddit Ask Me Anything. We're joined with David. One more round. So, is it the Gangster Prince of Wales? Is it one more round? Like, what do you prefer?
It's the Gangster Prince of Wales, David, one more round.
That is a mouthful.
That is, yeah. But it works, and it works right.
Okay, so we're going to start off right off the bat.
Yeah.
James Lilly would like to know why you call yourself the Gangster Prince of Wales when you're from England.
Well, our royal family have got princes of Wales, and they're fucking English, so I can be the Gangster Prince of Wales and be born in Portsmouth.
So, suck it, James Lilly. All
Yeah,
right,
fuck
sounds
you,
good.
James Lilly. Again, fuck you.
Okay, so Andrew Bakewell would like to know how do you explain that Welsh accent?
I haven't got a Welsh accent. I'm from Milford Haven. We're little England, and I don't think anyone down here has got a Welsh accent.
All right.
But
Okay.
I've been in Wales since I was 2, so 35, 36 years.
Okay, so that makes sense. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, absolutely, pick up what you got. All right, so your last fight was against Terry Brazier. It seemed like
Yeah.
you guys absolutely did not like each other, and then going into the fight, you were determined to knock him out. Can you explain like where that little bit of the heat came from?
Yeah, so I fought Terry in 2017. I fought him K1. It was on a London show. It was pretty much his home show. I'd probably have to knock him out to get a draw. And obviously, they give the decision to him. It wasn't, I kicked fuck out of him. I kicked him all around the ring, or around the cage, sorry. But he used me to get the fight and propel himself, which he did. He went to Bellator. He went to Bama. He won the world title. He went to Bellator, and he did well with his win off of me. We don't dislike each other, but he knows he lost the fight against me, so he doesn't like that. He knows that everybody knows he lost the fight against me in 7 years ago. And now that I've knocked him out, he's gone and blocked me on Instagram. He's blocked me on WhatsApp. We used to speak on the phone, and we used to message, build up the fight. I'd message him every morning, cunt, which I'm doing now with my next opponent. But since knocking him out, and I keep sharing him being sparked, he's blocked me on both things.
Okay, so your next opponent, Danny Christie. This is going to be
Yeah.
a huge fight. And again, I thought there was some like heat between the two of you. And now you're saying like, oh yeah, it's kind of cool. Is it just how you guys over in the UK are? Like you guys have that heat, but you're also friends at the same time, or?
Yeah, there's all respect to me, Dad. Yeah, I want to fight him. Well, I'm going to fight him, and it's going to be brutal, and we're going to try and knock each other out. But behind the scenes, like I said, I WhatsApp him every morning cunt, and he's the same back to me. And then after a few back and forth messages, like how's your training going? Hope your family's well, and that's just how we are. That's more how I am.
Okay, so you were originally did you originally fight at 205, but now you're fighting at 185, or have you always been a 185 pounder?
God, my career, I've gone from 155 to heavyweight in MMA.
Okay.
Bare knuckle, I've gone 93, between 93 and 81. But I'm comfortable at 81. I feel a lot better at 81 kilo. Between 180 and 185 is good for me.
Okay, so you're 2-1 in BKFC. You're 1-1 outside BKFC. So bare knuckle record, you're 3-2, which is quite good. So I know that you really want to fight over here in the States. Like, when do we get to see that happen?
So my plan is obviously beat Danny now in April. If the BKFC will let me, I'd like to come over to Florida. I'd like to fight Jomi Escoboza, is it?
Sure, absolutely.
Me and Jomi have spoke. He wants to fight as well. I think it'd be a great fight. And then the end of the year, I'd like to come back to UK and defend my belt.
Okay, so you guys are fighting for the UK belt, right? But I saw that they're adding some European belts, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, James Lilly's fighting for the European against, is it Franco Telly?
Yeah.
And then Gary Fox is fighting for another British one as well, which I think is great. They should bring these belts in. Thailand have got belts. We've got different countries. South Africa's coming up. It'd be great to see South African champions. And then mix it all together on, you could do one big show a year where the champion from each country comes on and fights, and you can unify belts.
I love that idea. Like I'm waiting to see if the United States, if we do like a North American belt, because we have a Canada show coming up, we have a Mexico show, and, like it'd be great because like as of right now, like it seems like the U.S. belt is a world title belt. So like I think...
So it's just the world title, but you could do an American title, you could do the Canadian title. Each country could have its own belt, and then you can put on a unifying belt. But they do it in boxing, there's so many belts in boxing, but that's with the different organizations, obviously.
So you want to fight Jomi? I was kind of thinking that maybe you'd want to go after Jared Warren, who just beat your buddy.
Um, no. I think Jared's definitely up for definitely looking at world title fight next. After what he did to Danny, he put Danny out in less than a round.
Yeah,
Which is Danny's a tough guy. To do that is
absolutely.
pretty impressive. But Jomi, I think it'll be a great fight for me. It'll be a great fight for the fans as well. He's from Florida, so it'll be a great home fight for him. I'd love him to welcome me over there.
Awesome. Yeah, we've interviewed Jomi. He's a super nice guy and very polite, and I don't have anything bad to say. And like absolutely, that'd be a fight that I'd be down to see.
Yeah.
Okay,
so me and Jomi spoke privately, and I said, how'd you about how'd like me and you to fight? He hadn't fought for like a year or something before his last fight, which is the same with me. He was struggling to get opponents, and I said, I'd happily come over to fight you, and he agreed it. If Bkfc can put it on now.
Can you explain why it's so difficult to get opponents?
It's no, I can't.
Yeah.
They're also people that take the fight. It's taking the right fight as well. I've always got in with the thing. I'll fight anyone, but after beating Terry, I think I deserved to fight with Danny Christie for his belt. Obviously, he was told he would fight over in America, which he didn't do, but he would fight an American opponent. So I waited for him. As much as I wanted Danny to win, him losing has now set up the fight with me.
So that is the one thing that we talked about. You said, now that he lost, he is forced to fight you. So it was like one of those like good thing, bad things for him, I suppose.
Yeah, like I said, me and Danny get on. So obviously I wanted him to win to excel his career, but also him losing has now given me the fight. So like I said, I was on the fence with it.
So have you been to the United States before?
Yeah, 3 times.
Okay, and where did you go? What'd you do?
So I was 15. I went to Tennessee in the Smoky Mountains for like a summer camp.
Sure.
I went to LA and trained at the Black House. I stayed in West Hollywood for 2 weeks.
Cool.
And then I was in Canada and Buffalo, New York for a kickboxing show.
So you want to go someplace like really nice and warm, so that's why you're thinking Miami sounds like a good
Miami, yeah. Cool.
Okay.
And yes, I'm drinking wine.
No, you're good. You seem super classy.
Yeah. I'm from Aiken, mate. I ain't fucking classy.
I mean, you seem like the type of guy who'd have like a cider or like, a beer or something, but to see you drinking wine, classy as fuck.
Yeah, it's midway. I'll have a couple of Guinnesses now Saturday with the rugby's on, but yeah, me and my wife have a couple of bottles of wine throughout the week. It's not bad for you.
Absolutely. Okay, so your buddy Ross from In the Red Corner would like to know how many donuts.
On a good day, I'm thinking 9. They've obviously Krispy Kreme have gone smaller in size, so yeah. But I'm not looking at 9. It used to be 7, but I'm saying 9 now because they've come down in size.
So you have a bit of a sweet tooth, is that what you're saying?
I think Ross knows what I'm on about.
Yeah, because I'm confused. He goes, I told him I was talking to him. He goes, ask him how many donuts. And I said, what the hell does that mean? And he goes, don't worry about it. But if you ask him, it'll really make me happy. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, I'll tell you off here.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Just think of a ring toss game.
Okay. Oh, I understand. All right. So the ring toss. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are your ambitions for bare knuckle? I mean, you want the world title? Like, are you like, you want to travel all over?
I just want to fight. I want to entertain people. I'm 37. I've been fighting 16 years. I've had 93 pro fights. I'd like to get 100 and the next 7 beyond Bkfc. But yeah, just to fight, entertain people, and in 10, 15 years, for people to say, yeah, Dave Brown was one of the first guys that was pioneering the sport and bringing Bkfc to UK, and that's what. Yeah, of course, I'd love to fight for the world title. I'd love to win the world title, but that's not everything for me. Like I said, like money side of it isn't about the money for me. I work. I've got a pretty good job that pays well. This is just a little bit of extra for me. But yeah, just to go down as one of the entertaining fighters of bare knuckle.
So what do you do for work?
I work at the scaffolding. I work on an oil refinery. it's actually owned by America, Valero. So
Oh,
you
sure.
guys must have it. Yeah, I work for a scouting firm. At the minute, I'm in the yard. I do rigging for them, and yeah, it's a full time job. It's 5 days a week. It can be 7 days a week. It can be 14 or 13 shifts on and one shift off on a night shift.
Okay, so the one thing that I've noticed about you is your career is you either go for the knockout or you're gonna get knocked out. Like you are not
Yeah,
one of those guys who fights for a decision. Like
no,
you want it to end clean, you know. So
yeah,
have you like what gave you that attitude? Like either on your shield or with it, you know what I
because
mean?
that's what people pay money to watch a fight, and they want to see a fight. They don't want to see someone jab and move and coast to a points victory. You know, they want to see knockouts. They want to see blood. They want to see people bang. And if I can bang you out in the first round, or it goes 5 rounds, I'll be trying to bang you out in the fifth round. Or if you bang me out in the third round, at least for the first 2.5 rounds, I've tried banging you out as well. So that's how I've always been. It's for me, it's always about entertaining the fans and the crowd because you guys pay money to come and watch us. So I'm
Sure.
doing my job by entertaining you.
So James Lilly's goal is to get a fight down there in Wales. Is that something that you'd really like to see too, or?
Yeah, that I think it's got to happen. Possibly not this year, but next year would be great. You know, if we both go, we're both going to win our belts, and be amazing to defend them both on the same night in Wales. You know, Cardiff or Swansea, I think would be great.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. I guess they have like a really nice stadium that they just built, and it fits. It's like a good size for what BKFC's been putting on, and
Yes, there's this new place in Swansea which is about the size of what Bkfc are using at the minute, and James Lee's from Swansea. It's an hour and a half away from me, so we could both get some really good, a massive crowd there, massive support for each other.
okay, so I'm sure you've heard this before, but like over in the States, I mean, I've heard of Wales, but I hadn't heard of it till I watched that Welcome to Wrexham show. Have you watched
Yeah,
that show, and what do you think of it?
oh, it's brilliant. Me and my wife binge watched it one day. Like I think it was 17 episodes. I think we'd been
Yeah.
out the night before, so we put it on, and 12 hours later, we're still watching the last one. It's great, where from where I live, Wales is like where I live in South Wales. Wrexham's about 4.5 hours away from me.
Oh wow, okay.
So they're North Wales, we're South Wales. But yeah, that's what Wales is like. It's a big community thing, and places like where they support local things. I think it's brilliant. We haven't started watching the second series yet because they're not all out on whenever we watch on, but we will. Yeah, we love it.
Yeah, I think it's a great show, and like I mean, like I feel like Ryan Reynolds is like, I mean, he helped that soccer team, that football team over there a lot, but I mean, like
Yeah.
the one thing that I took away was like the sense of pride that you Welsh people have. Like it's just phenomenal, and like the support you guys have for each other it's really great.
Yeah, you could see it with the people at work at the football club. How much love they have for that club and what they were doing. It was nearly going bankrupt. Ryan Reynolds has come in and helped them out, and that's what Wales is like.
Okay, so how did you get into combat sports?
That's a long story, but I've always loved fighting. I played rugby for years, and I was all fighting on the pitch. And then, obviously, MMA came about. I'd been watching it for a long time, and then a gym down here started having guys fighting at semi-pro. So I went along to that and went from there. That was in 2008, and haven't stopped.
Do you feel like you're built more for bare knuckle though compared to MMA? I
Yeah,
mean, you
yeah,
seem like much more of a striker.
yeah. Everyone who ever I fought in MMA would stand with me for the first 30 seconds for a minute and think, fuck that, I'd either knock them out or they'd shoot in and take me down and sub me. But bare knuckle, you can't do that. I am built for bare knuckle. It is the perfect fighting for me.
The one thing that I love about bare knuckle is, I mean, like you see, like you just said, someone's going to shoot in on you, and they might not be able to knock you out, but they're just going to
Yeah.
hold you on the ground, and that stuff gets so boring, and you hardly ever see boring fights in the bare knuckle, and that's what I
No,
think is so
you
great
can't
about it.
have a boring bare knuckle fight. One that's bare knuckle and there's going to be blood and thing. Even I think even if if you tried and jabbing your way to a points victory, you couldn't do that in bare knuckle because you've got the clinch, and you can rough it up a bit more. You can't do that like in a boxing match where you can. Bare knuckle is entertaining. Every fight is entertaining.
Absolutely. So, who's the best bare knuckle fighter from Wales at the moment?
Well, obviously me.
Obviously, right?
Obviously, it's me. Yeah, me.
All right.
Obviously,
James Lilly said to ask you. Yeah,
James Lilly is a different weight. But I used to make 155. I would happily oblige it again. I would punch the fuck out James Lilly anytime he wants it. We'll do a catch weight. I will do a catch weight at 165, and I'll punch the fuck out of him there.
Jeez, how would you have to cut off a limb to get down to 165, or you could do it pretty easy?
No, like I said, I used to do 155 in MMA. That was the last time I did 155 was 2012. My next fight after that was a heavyweight in a tournament in Denmark, and in the final, I won the first two fights. I fought Volkan Oezdemir, the guy from the UFC who fought Daniel Cormier. I fought him in the final. I had a broken foot, I had a broken nose, broken jaw going into the final. They were trying to get this guy from Finland to replace me. It was 8 fighters from 8 countries around the world. I was like, no, I'll be fine. I couldn't even warm up. I just put my jaw back in and my gum shield and went out, and he clubbed the shit out of me. But no, I could not. I went to 170 after that. The last time I fought 170 would have been 2016. I've got older, and I just can't. 181 is a cut for me, but not hard. I'd struggle to get anything lower than that. I mean, I'd probably get to 175 with a really hard water cut.
Yeah.
Like 181, I can have breakfast the morning of the weigh-in.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. So you mentioned you just fought in Denmark. Where is fighting taking you? Like, what doors is fighting open for you?
So I've done Denmark, I've done Sweden twice, Bulgaria, France, obviously all over the UK, Wales. Never done Scotland, never done Ireland. It's taken me over to America. I got to train at the Black House, all for free. I got to train with Lyoto Machida, Glover Teixeira, Fabricio Verdum.
Wow.
I've had a good career out of it.
Do you get recognized quite a bit down where you live, or I mean, like?
No, everyone knows the town I live in. It's the type of town that if you farted at the start of town, you've shit yourself by the end of it because everyone knows your business. But yeah, a lot of places I go, and I don't like. There's people I've known for years that will talk to me, and I'm like, I don't know the fuck that. But I get recognised in a few places. Not a lot. It's I'm not a big time fighter yet.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure if how small your town was, and because you are a Bkfc star, there's David around the Bkfc guy, or
no, my town isn't like that. It's just I'm just Dave Brown, the guy who fights. It's not. I don't think maybe people don't realize how big Bkfc is and how big it is what I'm doing and thing. But no, I'm just I go to the pub every Friday and drink with guys I work with, and I'm just Dave Brown. Where I'm from, everybody calls me Square. My last name's Brown. I've had a nickname of Square since I was 6, and that's how everyone is. It's Square, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, he's got a fight coming up. I'll go have a fight, and then I'll be back in the pub on the Sunday, and it's Square's here, and he's just gone and fucking become ranked 8th in the world after knocking out Terry Brazier. But the people in my town, it's nothing to them. I'm always me. I always will be.
Okay, so if people wanted to follow you and Instagram the best place, Facebook, where are you most active?
Facebook and Instagram. I'm not really thing on it like with all these posts and shit like that. I have started now because the fight has been announced, just sharing stuff, but I don't do all these videos and shit. We've got guys on YouTube doing these videos of telling everything about their fucking life. I'm not like that. I know. You can make money from it if you get over 1,000 fucking subscribers, but that's not me. I'm not that thing. If I had 10 followers or 10 million followers, I'd still be the same guy. It makes no difference to me with followers. Obviously, yeah, it's good for the company and good for promotion, but I'm not that type of guy.
Yeah, so I mean, I was down at the Bkfc, and it was funny to see some of these guys who would, throw, shadow box for like 5 seconds, to get the clip and then walk away. Like, where
Yeah,
you make a video just to post a goofy
just
little thing.
supposed.
So
No,
yeah,
I
that's not
no,
you.
no, that's not me. There's no training videos of my posts or anything like that. I ran on Monday. I did pad work Tuesday night. I had yesterday off and tonight off. I've got pad work tomorrow. A bit of sparring Saturday morning. I won't record it. I won't thing. I think I might have posted that I trained, but other than that, I'm not. Why do you need to do that? In my opinion, I don't know why you need to do it.
So who do you train with, and what gym do you train out of?
I will go back to Merlin's Bridge Boxing Club the end of February for the last 5 weeks. But I haven't done anything since I knocked out Terry last March. My first proper training was Monday this week because the fight was announced the weekend, and that's how I do it. Unless the fight is announced and lined up, then I can train. Otherwise, I lose interest. I can't just keep training and taking over.
That's interesting. Yeah, because you see so many of these guys are like, oh, I train every day because you never know.
Oh
Like, and
yeah,
it certainly makes sense. Yeah.
yeah. Like the job I'm in. I leave the house at 10 to 6 in the morning. I get home at 6 o'clock at night. Throughout from September to like November last year, I was on night shift. It was 13 nights on, 1 night off, 12-hour shifts. So I don't find the time to train. That sometimes, obviously, when now the fight's announced, I am doing a bit. But yeah, I couldn't do that every fucking week, every day with nothing lined up.
Okay, and last question for you. Do you remember your first street fight? The first time you ever punched somebody out of anger when you were young?
Yeah. Yes, I can. It was outside youth club in Milford. It was against a guy called Sam Gillibrand. I can't remember why it kicked off. I was about 13 or 14, maybe. No, 13 something like that. I punched the fuck out of him over I think it was a blue calf bonnet, a few blue Fiesta or something.
Isn't it crazy how you can remember something like the very first time you punch somebody out of anger, and like you remember their name and you remember what it was about? Like, it's crazy how that just like it's such a primal thing in your head.
Yeah, I can. A lot of street fights I've had, I can remember. I can't remember most of them. A lot of them ended pretty quickly because I can bang a bit and it would be like, oh fuck, bang, and it would be over pretty quickly. But yeah,
All right. Well, I appreciate your time. What's that?
I said, yeah, I remember a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate your time very much, and thank you for everything. And I wish you luck against Danny Christie.
Yeah, thank you for taking the time to do this tonight. And get me a bit more promotion for me and get me out there. Thank you.
Cheers. Thanks, mate.